The dark void of space stretched endlessly, stars scattered like tiny diamonds on black silk. Among them, the small human research vessel, Horizon's Edge, moved quietly. Its crew had been exploring the uncharted system of Zorith for weeks, mapping asteroids and scanning strange energy readings. Life on the ship was routine, quiet, almost peaceful. But that peace was about to shatter. At 3:17 Galactic Standard Time, Lieutenant Mara Voss noticed something on the long-range scanner. A signal, faint and broken, blinked erratically. She leaned forward, eyes narrowing, fingers flying over the console. "Captain, you need to see this," Mara said, her voice tight with curiosity and unease. Captain Elias Rourke looked up from his chair. His eyes were sharp, tired from years in space, but always alert. "Show me," he said calmly. The screen flickered. Static hissed and crackled, then a strange, distorted voice emerged. It repeated one phrase over and over, each time sounding more desperate. "Help! They are coming." Elias frowned. It was not human. Not anything he had ever heard. And yet, the fear in that voice was unmistakable. Dr. Kiran Zhao, the ship's xenolinguist, stepped forward. "This is a distress call," he said slowly. "Someone, or something, is in trouble." The fear in this signal. It's almost alive. Mara tapped her console frantically. Coordinates are deep in Zoritha's core system. Nothing has been there for decades. It's unusual. "Then we go," Elias said, voice firm. "If someone is calling for help, we answer. That is what humans do." The crew moved quickly. The ship's engines hummed, lights flickering as power surged. Lyra, the ship's AI, spoke in its calm monotone. "Captain, the signal's intensity is rising. I suggest caution." Elias nodded. "Noted, Lyra. But we do not leave anyone in danger alone." The journey through Zoritha's system was tense. Stars streaked past like molten fire as the ship pushed near light speed. The crew watched the navigation screens, each tiny blip making their hearts race. Every alarm, every vibration of the ship, made them wonder if they were walking into a trap. Finally, they reached the source. What they saw made them freeze. A massive warship floated above a dying planet. Its hull was torn, twisted in ways that seemed impossible, and smoke drifted lazily into the black. Strange markings glowed faintly on its surface, like old symbols from a forgotten age. Mara's voice trembled. This is not a human ship," Kiran whispered, almost in awe. "It is older than anything in our archives. Possibly older than humanity itself." The distress signal pulsed stronger now, as if calling directly to them. But a shadow passed across the planet's surface. Something huge moved faster than their sensors could track. It left scorched craters, and the crew realized instantly that the danger was very real. "They're still here," Elias said, jaw tight. "And they are not friendly." Lyra's calm voice cut through the tension. "Captain, sensors detect a fleet emerging from the far side of the planet. They are armed and moving rapidly." The crew's stomachs turned. This was no rescue mission. They were stepping into the jaws of a predator. But humans never backed down. A fire ignited inside them, deep and fierce. Elias looked at his crew, eyes blazing. "We do not run. We survive. We fight. And we make sure the galaxy knows who answers a call for help." The Horizon's Edge moved closer to the ancient warship. A massive shadow detached from the planet. A scout ship, black and sleek, cut through space like a dagger. It fired. The shields flared, alarms screamed. Mara's hands shook as she worked the controls. "Captain, they are faster than anything we've faced." Elias gritted his teeth, determination hard as steel. "Good. Then let's show them what humanity can do." The first clash erupted in a flash of light and energy. The Horizon's Edge twisted and turned, dodging blasts, returning fire with precision and cunning. The crew's hearts pounded, fear mingled with exhilaration. They had trained for this, but nothing could have prepared them for the enormity of what they faced. Even as they fought, the signal continued, a haunting plea echoing in their minds. Somewhere on that planet, or in that warship, someone was depending on them. And humanity would not fail. Not now. Not ever. The shadows of the enemy loomed larger, and yet, in the heart of their fear, the crew felt the pulse of something greater. They were human. They were alive. They were ready to fight. And the galaxy had never seen anything like the fury they were about to unleash. The first clash had barely ended, but the crew of the Horizon's Edge knew the danger was only growing. Sparks flew across the control panels as alarms blared, warning of minor hull damage. Smoke curled from a vent, but the ship's systems held. The enemy scout had retreated, but the ominous shadows still hovered near the dying planet, waiting. Captain Elias Rourke leaned over the console, eyes scanning every blip on the display. "They're testing us," he said quietly. "Small strikes, probing for weakness. They expect fear." Mara's fingers flew over the controls, heart racing. "They are fast. Too fast. Every time we turn, they adjust before we even finish a maneuver." Kiran Zhao's voice broke in, calm but tense. "Their technology is older than we thought. It's advanced, but predictable. They follow patterns. We can use that." Elias nodded. "Good. We fight smart, not just fast. LYRA, analyze their attack sequence. Give me anything we can exploit." The AI's voice, even and emotionless, filled the bridge. "Analysis complete. Enemy scout ships prioritize speed over defense. Direct frontal assaults are risky for them. Evasive maneuvers combined with counterfire can disrupt their formations." Elias's lips curled into a determined smile. "That's exactly what we'll do. Mara, prepare evasive patterns. Kiran, help me adjust weapon targeting for quick strikes. We hit fast, then disappear before they can react." The Horizon's Edge dropped out of the planet's orbit, weaving through asteroid fields like a phantom. The enemy fleet followed, relentless, their dark hulls glinting in the distant starlight. Every shot fired from the alien ships illuminated the void for a brief, terrifying instant. Mara's hands moved faster than thought. "Shields holding at 80%, Captain. Incoming fire from the right." Elias gave a sharp order. "Divert power to rear shields. Fire 2 ion bursts at their wing formation. Now." The blasts erupted, hitting the enemy ships with precision. One scout spun out of control, engines flaring, and crashed into an asteroid. The crew of the Horizon's Edge let out a tense cheer, but Elias's gaze stayed steady. "They'll adjust," he warned. "This is just the beginning." As they navigated deeper into Zoratha's system, the crew noticed something strange. The enemy ships, though aggressive, seemed to avoid the massive ancient warship. It floated silently, almost lifeless, but the distress signal pulsed louder as if drawing them closer. Kiran frowned at the readings. "Captain, it's like the warship is alive. The signal is controlling their movements somehow. They are defending it, but not attacking it directly." Elias clenched his jaw. "Then we use that. We lure them away from it. Give us a chance to get inside and find whoever, or whatever, is sending that call." The Horizon's Edge danced through the void, dodging missiles and laser streams. The alien fleet was relentless, but the humans were clever. Using the asteroid belt for cover, they slipped behind enemy lines, striking where the scouts least expected. Every successful hit boosted morale, yet fear lingered. They were still far outnumbered. Suddenly, a massive shadow blotted out the stars. A capital ship, enormous and jagged, emerged from behind the planet. It moved with terrifying speed, dwarfing the scouts. Its weapons glowed like molten metal, each blast capable of destroying the Horizon's Edge in seconds. Mara froze. That's impossible. How fast can a ship that size even move?" Elias's voice was cold steel. "It doesn't matter. We fight anyway. Humanity never backs down." The crew braced as the massive ship fired. Energy beams tore through the asteroid field, exploding rocks into deadly shrapnel. The horizon's edge twisted, shields flaring under the assault. Sparks rained across the bridge, smoke filling the air, but no one panicked. LYRA's voice cut through the chaos. "Captain, enemy flagship weak points detected along dorsal sections. Coordinated fire can disable propulsion temporarily." Elias's eyes lit with determination. "That's our chance. Mara, mark the target. Kieran, prepare simultaneous firing sequences. We hit fast and vanish before they can respond." The crew moved like one organism, hearts pounding, minds sharp. Blasts fired, missiles streaked through space, and the enemy flagship shuddered as energy explosions rippled across its hull. The scouts faltered, confused by the sudden bold attack. For a moment, victory seemed within reach. But the distress signal continued to pulse, louder and more desperate than ever, echoing in the minds of every human on board. Someone, or something, was still trapped, waiting, calling. Elias's voice cut through the tension. "Hold steady. We are not just fighting for survival. We are answering a call. Humanity fights, and we will never stop." The horizon's edge dove deeper into enemy territory, shadows of alien ships spinning around them. And in the heart of danger, the crew realized that fear could not control them. Courage, cleverness, and the human spirit would light their way. The first battle had been won, but the war for the galaxy had just begun. The horizon's edge had survived the first encounter, but the crew knew the worst was yet to come. The alien fleet was relentless, their capital ship looming like a dark mountain in the void. Captain Elias Rourke paced the bridge, mind racing. The distress signal pulsed again, louder than before, filling every corner of the ship with its urgent, pleading tone. "We can't fight this alone," Elias said quietly. "We need backup. Earth. They have to know what's happening here." Mara glanced at him, her eyes wide. "The communication delay is huge, Captain. It could take weeks for a message to reach Earth and for them to respond." Elias's jaw tightened. "Then we make it count. Send everything. We give them coordinates, threat details, everything we've learned. Humanity has to answer this call." Kieran moved to the comms console, fingers flying over the controls. The message was carefully encoded, long and precise. He spoke as he typed, "Captain, this isn't just a distress signal anymore. It's a warning. Whoever or whatever is out here, they're ancient. They've destroyed entire fleets before. We need every ship we can get." LYRA's calm voice filled the bridge. "Transmission ready, Captain. Signal strength optimized for maximum range. Estimated delivery time to Earth, 3 standard weeks. Recommendation, prepare for immediate defensive engagement." Elias nodded. "Do it. Humanity will answer. And when they do, we will be ready." The message was launched, a tiny pulse traveling across the dark expanse of space. On the bridge, the crew waited in tense silence. Each blip on the radar, each flicker of light outside, felt like the enemy was closing in. The scouts were still circling, testing defenses, but the humans were ready. Then, LYRA interrupted, calm but urgent. "Captain, new contact detected. A human patrol ship has arrived in the outer system. They are responding to the initial signal. Estimated time to rendezvous, 14 hours. Relief swept through the crew, but it was short-lived. Elias stood tall, eyes fixed on the glowing blips of incoming ships. "Good. But 14 hours is still too long. We have to hold them off until the Armada arrives." Mara's hands moved quickly over the controls, targeting systems locked. "They're probing again. Small attacks, testing our shields. Every time we maneuver, they adjust." Elias's voice was firm. "Then we keep moving. We fight smart. We use every advantage the asteroid fields give us. Humanity never gives up, no matter the odds." As the hours passed, the horizon's edge danced through the asteroid belts, striking with precision and disappearing before the enemy could retaliate. Every small victory gave them confidence, every near miss reminded them of the stakes. Kieran watched the enemy movements closely. They're adapting, Captain. But they're predictable. They always strike in pairs. We can set traps, use their own patterns against them. Elias smiled grimly. Exactly. We'll make them regret ever underestimating humanity. Then, a distant flash lit up the void. More human ships had arrived, scouts and frigates, small but fast. They joined the horizon's edge, forming a protective perimeter. Communications crackled as messages were exchanged, strategies quickly formed. Mara felt a thrill she hadn't felt since leaving Earth. We're not alone anymore. Humanity is coming. But the enemy did not retreat. The alien capital ship moved closer, massive and menacing. Its energy cannons glowed with deadly power, cutting through space like molten fire. It was clear they would not let the humans escape easily. Elias stood at the bridge, hand resting on the rail. We may be outnumbered, he said quietly, but we are not outmatched. Humanity fights with courage, with intelligence, with heart. They have never seen what we can do. LYRA's sensors picked up something unusual. Captain, energy spikes detected from the planet's surface. Multiple readings suggest the ancient warship is powering up. Signal intensity increasing exponentially. Kieran's face went pale. The distress call. It's not just a call for help. It's a lure. Something is waiting for us. Elias's eyes narrowed. Then we prepare. Earth is coming, but we cannot wait. We fight until they arrive. Humanity's fury will be the last thing the galaxy ever expects. The human fleet formed a defensive line, ready to engage the alien scouts. The horizon's edge led the charge, small and nimble against the massive, dark vessels. Every maneuver, every blast of fire, showed human ingenuity at work. They dodged, struck, and disappeared into the shadows of asteroids, leaving the enemy confused and off balance. Even as the enemy pressed their attacks, the humans could feel the tide turning. The arrival of more human ships was imminent. The galaxy was about to witness the full power of humanity, not as prey, but as hunters. The distress signal continued to pulse, now almost a roar, echoing through the minds of every human aboard. Someone, or something, was still waiting, counting on them. And humanity would answer, with fire, with courage, and with fury. The void of space suddenly filled with light. Hundreds of human ships appeared on the edge of the Zorith system, sleek frigates, massive cruisers, and nimble scouts. The human armada had arrived, forming a shining line of determination against the dark alien fleet. On the bridge of the horizon's edge, the crew could barely contain their awe. Mara's eyes widened. They actually came. We're not alone anymore. Elias stood tall, his jaw firm. We never were. Humanity never abandons its own. Today, we make history. The alien capital ship hung like a dark cloud above the dying planet. Its scouts zipped around like angry wasps, striking at the smaller human vessels. But now, the humans had numbers, strategy, and courage. They struck back with coordinated precision. Blasts tore through the void, lighting up the darkness with fire and energy. Kieran studied the enemy formation. They are confident, he said. They believe they can crush us. But they have underestimated human ingenuity. Elias nodded. Then we remind them. He turned to Mara. Take us closer. We need eyes on that capital ship. LYRA. Prepare long-range scanning and weapon alignment. Every advantage counts. The horizon's edge moved forward, weaving through the chaos. Smaller enemy ships tried to block the humans, but the fleet responded with clever maneuvers. One human frigate feigned retreat, luring a squad of alien scouts into a trap. Missile bursts struck from behind asteroids, destroying several enemy ships in a flash of fire. Mara couldn't help but grin. They never see it coming. Humans are unstoppable when we fight smart. But the alien capital ship was different. It moved with terrifying speed, releasing waves of energy blasts that cut through the void. Human shields flared, alarms screamed, and debris spun through space. The first line of human cruisers shook under the assault, some damaged badly. Elias clenched his fists. Hold the line. Don't let them break our formation. Humanity fights together, or we fall alone. Kieran pointed at the scanners. Captain, energy readings from the planet are spiking again. The ancient warship is reacting to our presence. It's like it's awakening. Elias's eyes narrowed. Then we prepare for the worst. Everyone, stay sharp. Humanity's fury isn't just in our weapons, it's in our courage. They won't see what's coming. The battle escalated. Human ships moved like shadows among asteroids, striking with speed and disappearing before the enemy could respond. The alien scouts, though fast and deadly, were disoriented by the humans' clever tactics. Every loss they inflicted was met with 2 victories from the human side. Mara shouted over the comms. Captain, the flagship is firing again. Direct hit on the outer cruiser. Elias's voice was calm but strong. Repair teams, divert all power to shields. Return fire at weak points. We keep moving, keep fighting. Humanity does not surrender. The human fleet began a coordinated attack. Multiple cruisers focused on the capital ship's dorsal sections, as Kieran predicted. Missiles struck with surgical precision, while nimble scouts distracted enemy guns. The alien capital ship shuddered under the coordinated assault, energy blasts ricocheting across its hull. Even in the heat of battle, the distress signal pulsed louder than ever. It echoed through the minds of every human, a haunting reminder of the lives at stake. Whoever had sent it had called not just for help, but for hope. And humanity would deliver. Elias looked at his crew, pride burning in his eyes. This is what it means to be human. We are clever, we are brave, and we do not abandon those in need. Today, the galaxy will see our fury. The alien fleet, though massive, began to falter. Confused by the humans' tactics, their scouts scattered. The capital ship, though powerful, could not predict every move, every feint, every clever strike. For the first time, the humans had the upper hand. Mara gripped her console, heart pounding. They're starting to retreat. Captain, they're pulling back. Elias's eyes glimmered with determination. Let them retreat. This is only the beginning. Humanity has arrived. And the galaxy will never forget it. The horizon's edge hovered in space, leading the human armada. The alien fleet had been tested, and the humans had shown their strength, courage, and ingenuity. But beyond the dying planet, the ancient warship waited, its distress signal pulsing like a heartbeat. The real challenge had only just begun. The battle raged around the dying planet. The human fleet, once the underdogs, now pressed forward with growing confidence. Captain Elias Rourke watched the enemy capital ship struggle against coordinated strikes from multiple directions. The alien scouts, once fierce and relentless, now faltered under the clever human attacks. Every maneuver, every trick, every feint showed the power of human ingenuity. Mara's hands moved rapidly over the controls. Captain! Another squad of scouts trying to flank us from the left. Elias did not hesitate. Divert fighters to intercept. Keep the main fleet steady. We hit them where it hurts. Kieran leaned over the tactical board. Captain, if we overload their energy shields simultaneously at multiple points, we can force the flagship to slow down. That will give our long-range missiles a chance to strike critical systems. Elias nodded. Do it. Humanity does not wait for luck. We make our own chance. The horizon's edge and several nimble frigates darted among the asteroids, drawing the alien scouts into carefully laid traps. The humans struck with precision, using every advantage the terrain and their speed gave them. One by one, enemy ships were disabled, their hulls shattered, leaving spinning debris in the void. Amid the chaos, heroic moments shone like stars. Lieutenant Mara Voss piloted the horizon's edge with unmatched skill, dodging blasts that could have destroyed the ship, while coordinating counterattacks with uncanny timing. Qiran Zhao used his knowledge of alien systems to predict movements, guiding missile strikes to crippling effect. Every crew member fought with courage, their determination lighting up the darkness of space. The alien capital ship roared in defiance, firing devastating energy beams that tore through human cruisers. Yet humanity's creativity outpaced raw power. Small human fighters executed daring maneuvers, slipping inside enemy firing arcs, then launching precision strikes at weak points. The capital ship's shields faltered, then cracked, smoke and fire curling from its massive hull. Mara shouted, adrenaline coursing through her veins. We're breaking their defenses. Target the dorsal engines. Now. Elias's voice was steady, firm. Fire everything. This is the moment humanity proves its strength. Missiles streaked across the void, hitting the capital ship's engines. Explosions rocked the massive vessel, forcing it to veer wildly. The alien fleet wavered, confused and disorganized. Human ships pressed the advantage, exploiting every opening. Even as victory seemed within reach, the ancient warship on the planet's surface pulsed stronger than ever. Its distress signal throbbed through the minds of every human aboard the horizon's edge, a haunting reminder of the stakes. Whoever, or whatever, had called for help was still waiting, and the humans would not fail. Elias turned to his crew, pride and determination shining in his eyes. Do not underestimate them. The fight is not over. But know this, humans never back down. We fight with courage, with intelligence, with heart. And today, we show the galaxy why humanity is unstoppable. The enemy capital ship attempted to flee, but the humans were relentless. Human ingenuity and teamwork outmatched alien power. Every strike counted, every maneuver precise. The flagship faltered, engines sparking, weapon systems offline. Qiran pointed at the tactical display, voice tense but excited. Captain, this is it. If we push now, we can force them to retreat completely. Elias's gaze hardened. Then we push. Humanity does not let fear decide its fate. We make our own destiny. The horizon's edge led the final assault, weaving through enemy fire with expert precision. Mara guided the ship directly into the capital ship's blind spot, launching a critical strike at its energy core. The explosion rocked the void, sending shockwaves that disabled remaining alien vessels. For a moment, silence fell. The debris of shattered alien ships floated in the void, the human fleet intact but battle-worn. The enemy had been forced to retreat, their formation broken, their confidence shattered. Mara exhaled, leaning back in her chair. We did it. They're falling back. Elias's eyes never left the tactical display. This is only the beginning. Humanity has won this fight, but the galaxy is vast, and greater challenges await. Today, we proved that courage, cleverness, and unity are our greatest weapons. Today, humanity showed its true fury. The distress signal continued to pulse from the ancient warship, now calmer, almost in relief. Humanity had answered. And the galaxy would never forget the moment humans stood against overwhelming odds and prevailed. The enemy flagship hung in space like a dark god, crippled but not defeated. Smoke and sparks danced along its massive hull, yet it still radiated deadly power. The human fleet circled it cautiously, shields up, weapons ready. Captain Elias Rourke knew this was the moment that would decide the battle, and possibly the future of the galaxy. Mara Voss tightened her grip on the controls. Captain, it's moving again. Engines still online, barely, but it's trying to escape. Elias's jaw was firm. Not today. Humanity doesn't let the galaxy tremble in fear. We finish this now. Qiran Zhao pointed at the tactical display. Captain, the enemy flagship has one critical weakness. The dorsal energy conduit, the core of its power supply. If we hit it simultaneously from multiple angles, we can disable it completely. Elias's eyes gleamed. Then we coordinate. Every ship, every missile, every fighter, we strike together. Humanity fights as one, and this ends now. The human fleet moved with perfect synchronization. Fighters darted around the crippled flagship, drawing enemy fire and creating openings. Cruisers fired volleys at weak points, missiles streaking across space like fiery comets. Each blast rocked the enemy vessel, sparks and energy flares exploding across its hull. Mara piloted the Horizon's Edge closer to the flagship, weaving through its weapon fire. The engines of the alien ship sputtered, and its shields flickered under the coordinated assault. Every human crew member worked in perfect harmony, timing attacks with precision. Fear was present, but determination burned brighter. Suddenly, a pulse of energy erupted from the ancient warship on the planet below. The distress signal intensified, almost screaming. It wasn't just a call for help, it was a warning, a trap designed to draw in the strongest response. The humans realized that the aliens had lured them here, expecting their defeat. Elias's eyes narrowed. Of course they did. But they miscalculated. They didn't know who they were facing. Lyra's calm voice cut through the tension. Captain, energy readings indicate the flagship's core is destabilizing. One final coordinated strike can overload the system. Estimated success probability, 98%. Elias gave a sharp nod. Then we give them everything we have. Humanity doesn't just survive, it triumphs. The fleet launched their final attack. Missiles, energy bursts, and fighter strikes converged on the enemy flagship's dorsal conduit. The massive vessel shuddered violently, its weapons firing uncontrollably, then going silent. Sparks and smoke enveloped it as the core began to tear itself apart. Mara shouted, heart pounding. It's working! Core destabilizing! Kieran's voice trembled with excitement. They didn't expect this, they never expected humanity. The flagship erupted in a brilliant explosion, sending shockwaves through space. Remaining alien ships scattered in panic, their formation shattered, their morale broken. Humanity had won the decisive battle. But as the explosion faded, a new mystery emerged. The ancient warship on the planet began to glow with faint, pulsating lights. Its massive hull, once silent, now stirred. The distress signal transformed into a rhythmic pulse, almost like a heartbeat. It was alive, aware of the humans' actions, responding to their courage and ingenuity. Elias watched from the bridge, awe and caution in his eyes. Whatever sent that call, it's not just a machine. It's intelligent. It waited for the right species to answer. And we did. Mara whispered, voice trembling. We answered it. Humanity, we answered it. Kieran studied the readings, his face pale with wonder. This is a first contact scenario, but unlike anything in the archives. It's ancient, powerful, and somehow, it recognizes us as allies. Lyra added, Captain, the threat from the alien fleet is neutralized. The ancient warship systems are now active but non-hostile. Recommendation, establish communication cautiously. Elias exhaled, shoulders relaxing for the first time since entering the system. Good. Prepare a boarding team. We need to understand what we've just encountered. Humanity has survived, defeated overwhelming odds, and now stands before something older than the galaxy itself. The crew felt a mix of triumph and awe. They had fought bravely, outsmarted a superior enemy, and proven humanity's strength. But the ancient warship reminded them that the galaxy was full of mysteries, some far greater than any battle. Mara looked out the viewport at the massive vessel, its lights flickering like stars reborn. Captain, the galaxy isn't ready for what humanity can do. Elias's voice was calm, confident, and full of pride. No. But now, it will learn. Today, humanity showed its fury, its courage, and its heart. And the galaxy will never forget it. In the dark expanse of space, the human fleet stood victorious. The alien fleet was defeated, scattered across the void. And before them, the ancient warship pulsed in silent recognition. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds, and won. But the galaxy had only begun to witness the true power of humanity. The smoke of battle still hung in space, drifting silently among the shattered remains of alien ships. The human fleet hovered in formation, battered but triumphant. Captain Elias Rourke stood on the bridge of the horizon's edge, staring out at the ancient warship that pulsed faintly before them. The enemy was gone, their forces scattered, and the distress call had finally been answered. Mara Voss exhaled slowly, relief washing over her. "It's quiet now. We survived." Elias's gaze remained fixed on the massive vessel. "We survived, yes. But more than that, we proved who we are. Humanity doesn't run from danger. We face it together, and we fight with every ounce of our strength." Kiran Zhao nodded, still staring at the readings from the ancient ship. "It's intelligent. It's reacting to us. I've never seen anything like it. We've earned its recognition, somehow." Lyra's voice, calm as ever, added, "Captain, the alien threat has been neutralized. All human ships report stable systems. Energy readings from the ancient warship suggest it may be functional, but non-hostile." Elias turned to his crew, pride in his voice. "Prepare a boarding party. We need to understand what we've found. This is a first contact situation unlike anything humanity has faced. Our actions here will define the future." As teams prepared to approach the ancient warship, the crew of the Horizon's Edge felt a mixture of awe and anticipation. Its hull shimmered in subtle light, massive and mysterious, ancient yet alive. Every pulse of its energy seemed to resonate with the bravery and unity of the humans who had faced the enemy and won. Mara whispered to Kiran as they suited up. "Can you believe it? Humanity, we did this. We survived, we fought, and we won against odds that should have destroyed us." Kiran smiled faintly, his voice quiet but full of wonder. "Not just survived. We impressed something older than the galaxy itself. That's more than I ever imagined." Elias addressed the bridge crew before they boarded. "Remember this, all of you. Today, humanity's courage was tested, and we proved that cleverness, courage, and unity can overcome even the most impossible threats. We've earned the respect of the galaxy, and we've shown that humans are not to be underestimated." The boarding party moved carefully across the void, docking with the ancient warship. As they entered, the interiors glowed with a soft, pulsating light. Strange symbols flickered along the walls, like a language older than time. The humans moved cautiously, scanning and recording, aware that every step could reveal wonders, or dangers, beyond comprehension. Inside, they found chambers filled with technology unlike anything recorded in human archives. Energy cores pulsed with silent power, consoles displayed patterns that seemed alive, and the air itself seemed charged with intelligence. Mara looked around in awe. "It's beautiful. And alive, somehow." Kiran touched a console gently. "It's responding to us. To our presence, to our actions. We've earned its trust without even realizing it." Elias nodded. "Humanity answered a call for help. We faced impossible odds. We fought bravely, intelligently, and together. This is the reward for that courage." Back on the bridge, Lyra reported quietly, "Captain, long-range scans indicate the rest of the galaxy has noticed the battle. Communications from multiple sectors suggest awareness of humanity's power and ingenuity. Political and military entities are recalculating. Human influence is rising." Elias smiled faintly. "Good. Let them know who we are. Let them learn that humans do not falter, that we do not flee, and that we answer calls for help no matter the cost." As the crew explored the ancient warship, the sense of awe and achievement settled over them. Humanity had survived the enemy, defeated overwhelming odds, and now stood in the presence of a being far older and wiser than any known civilization. The galaxy had witnessed humanity's strength, and it would never forget it. But even as relief and triumph filled the ship, Elias knew that this was only the beginning. The ancient warship pulsed in the void, a reminder that the galaxy was vast, mysterious, and full of challenges yet unseen. Humanity had proven itself, but the universe held far greater threats. Mara looked at Elias, her voice soft. "Do you think We're ready? Elias's eyes glimmered with quiet determination. We are. Humanity always is. Today, we fought and won. Tomorrow, the galaxy will see what else we are capable of. And no matter what comes, we will stand together, we will fight, and we will survive. In the dark expanse of space, the human fleet regrouped. The alien fleet was gone, the ancient warship recognized them, and humanity had risen victorious. Yet the stars whispered of distant dangers, challenges that would require every ounce of courage and ingenuity humans possessed. For now, though, humanity stood tall. Against impossible odds, they had answered the call, defeated a deadly enemy, and shown the galaxy the true meaning of their name. The universe had witnessed their fury, and it would never forget.